Now, a lot of people use density altitude charts, and those charts assume a standard sea level temperature and a standard change in that sea level temperature. The real world doesn't work like that. In the real world, things mix and match, and temperature can swing in a matter of 15 minutes when a cold front hits. This is early March of 2026, and as a lot of people experienced when that snowstorm came through this past week, not us so much here in Texas, but some of y'all got snowed on pretty hard in a relatively short amount of time after experiencing relatively nice weather. So that's just an example of how things can really come through and mess up your standardized tables, so to speak. So let's go over this real quick. On that day, I took weather readings from Topeka, Kansas, and High Park Village Station, Canada. And those readings were in the neighborhood of 32 degrees Fahrenheit, at 28.36 inches of mercury. I do apologize. I should have written down the humidity so I could have the dew point to run this example for you. But that essentially creates a speed of sound of 1,087 feet per second. Now, the other weather station had a 100 degree Fahrenheit day at 32.3 inches of mercury. So that's a speed of sound of a roughly 1159 feet per second, which is based entirely on temperature. But the sound barrier shift was about 80 feet per second. So that's one thing to note there. The other thing to note is one station's 32 degrees Fahrenheit and the other is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's going to affect your firing solution more than you think it is, especially if you're running a muzzle velocity temperature table. But the way powder interacts with temperature changes, this will absolutely change what you can expect in your ballistic predictive modeling. So the way that we do density altitude, because you can't use standardized temperature tables. That's not a good way to do it. By the way, in that example, at 1,000 yards, the difference for a standard 308 at 2650 feet per second would have been roughly 3/4 to 1 MOA. So you could have been off 3/4 of an MOA just because you tried to use a standardized DA table at those locations. So the way that we do density altitude here is we use a density altitude tool, and I can just input a density altitude that I want. Now, I'm going to input a density altitude, just a random number here. I want you to watch this pressure number. Do note that temperature and humidity are important, but you'll see the pressure says 2916. And if I hit apply, you'll now see it says 2769. So what we do is we change the pressure to match the density altitude that you wanted. You can see your DA here of 3008, just a random number, and our pressure shift. If I go over to temperature and I say that today is a 0 degree day, you'll see that density altitude changes. Now, if I go here and I want a DA of 3,000 foot or something, doesn't matter, and I hit done and it applies, now look at our pressures, 2428, okay? So you're gonna get a warning here, very cold, but you can see how temperature matters. Same density altitude, different temperature leads us to a different pressure. So when we're using density altitude in the AB Quantum app to ensure that it's actually accurate and reliable for predictive modeling, we actually adjust the pressure. This is the proper way to do it, and this is how AB Quantum does it. So hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps us disseminate this information out to other shooters, and we hope you have a great day.